The Titanic tragedy. Unsinkable to unthinkable. The Titanic was a large British ocean liner, and along with its sister ship, the Titanic II, it is considered one of the largest and most luxurious ships of its time. The Titanic was constructed in Belfast, Northern Ireland, by the Harland and Wolff company and was designed to cater to the wealthy and elite. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, United Kingdom, to New York, USA. The ship carried over 2,200 passengers and crew. The Titanic was believed to be unsinkable and was advertised as the safest ship in the world. However, on April 14, 1912, the ship struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean. This collision tore a hole in the ship's hull, causing water to flood into the vessel. Despite having enough lifeboats for 1,178 people, there was not enough time to execute a perfect rescue operation. In less than 3 hours, the Titanic sank into the sea. In this tragedy, only around 700 people survived, while over 1,500 perished. The Titanic disaster was marked by harrowing images of loss and desperation, as passengers faced death in the icy waters and the deep sea grave of the ship. Following the Titanic disaster, numerous measures to improve maritime safety were implemented. For many, the story of the Titanic has become an emblem of human marvel and failure in the face of natural calamity. Titanic survivors. The survivors of the Titanic disaster were a mix of passengers and crew members who managed to escape the sinking ship. The total number of survivors was approximately 705 out of more than 2,200 people on board. Here are some key points about the Titanic survivors, women and children. First, the ship's officers adhered to the maritime tradition of women and children first when loading lifeboats. As a result, a higher percentage of women and children survived compared to men. Class disparities. There were significant differences in survival rates based on social class. First-class passengers had a better chance of surviving than second-class and third-class passengers. This was partially due to their proximity to the lifeboats and the fact that some third-class passengers were initially prevented from reaching the upper decks. Crew sacrifice. Many crew members played a crucial role in helping passengers to safety. Some crew members, including the ship's musicians, perished while assisting others. Captain Edward Smith and several officers also went down with the ship. Lifeboats. The limited number of lifeboats on the Titanic was a major factor in the loss of life. The ship carried only enough lifeboats for about half the passengers, and many lifeboats were launched only partially filled. Some passengers and crew members who could have been saved were left behind. Prominent survivors. Among the well-known survivors were Margaret "Molly" Brown, who earned the nickname, the Unsinkable Molly Brown, due to her determined efforts to help others. And Bruce Ismay, chairman of the White Star Line, who faced controversy for escaping the sinking ship while passengers perished. Trauma and grief. Survivors faced immense trauma and grief, with many of them losing family members and friends. The sinking of the Titanic had a profound and lasting impact on their lives. Life after Titanic. Some survivors became advocates for improved maritime safety and went on to lead fulfilling lives. They shared their stories and experiences in various forms, including books, interviews, and personal accounts. The Titanic disaster remains a compelling and tragic story in history, not only for the lives lost, but also for the resilience and courage shown by those who survived.